Welcome along then to where heroes and history are made. It's where the 2008 title was decided in the very final corner. And just 1 year later, Jenson Button stormed through from 14th on the grid to claim his one and only Drivers' Championship. It's time then for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Interlagos, always a very special race here in Brazil. It's a 2.7 mile circuit with 9 left turns and 6 right turns for a total of 15 corners. It's a wet one today as well, so grip and visibility will be at a premium, and the drivers will need to be careful coming up the hill in Sector 3, the scene of many an accident over the years. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Kamui Kobayashi lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Oscar Piastri, Norris, Fernando Alonso, the captain, Ocon, Gasly, Sainz, Leclerc, Tsunoda, Hülkenberg, Stroll, Albon, Magnussen, Bottas, Perez, Hamilton, Joe, Hauger, and Logan Sargent. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Welcome to Driving Immersion. This is the immersive racing experience. We drive full-length races in full simulation settings, from the driver's cockpit with a Fanatec wheel and load cell pedal set. Collisions, damage, tire wear, fuel use are all implemented, along with the pit stop strategies and the ability to come in and get back out and make it fast. We have the full grid of cars with all of the skill and talent of the drivers in Formula One, and all of the weather that is set in the game. This is the full career season. There is no other series that displays all of the characteristics of the Formula One World Championship. Before we go on, click on the like button and subscribe and let us know how you enjoyed the race. It gets our channel out to other race fans like you. In addition, you'll be notified when the next race is available. Our content is on Facebook in HD and on YouTube in Ultra HD. Now let's go.
You do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
Do not adjust the graphics. This is a full rain race, and what you see is full rain. And right now we're going to have our wet tires on to start this race for 71 laps here around the circuit at Interlagos for the Sao Paulo, Brazil Grand Prix. Now this race caps off a weekend that includes a sprint race that we won yesterday in the number 66. But here you can see that we have actually placed in 7th place. Here is our strategy.
So it looks like a mostly full rain session here. It looks like it is raining except for maybe 25, maybe a quarter of the race, an eighth of the race.
So for the weekend, it was sunny during all 3 practice sessions. It was partly cloudy at the beginning of the sprint session, and then the sun came out. But for this Sunday, the full race, it is going to be raining.
We're going to reduce our fuel load. It is a 71 lap race, as it is going to be raining. Let's go to, I'm going to go to 77. For some reason we have been using a lot of gas.
Here is our setup, and you can pause the video if you like to review it. Again, it is based off of a rain setup and not necessarily based off of the sim racing setups that we've been using in the past 5 or 6 races. Now back on the grid, we are ready to go for the formation lap. Once again for the weekend, down the main straight and very hard left here into turn 1. We go downhill just a little bit.
But we need to learn the gears, so go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please.
Ride the curbs in 2 and 3 to the left here. And then we are going to enter a DRS zone, the first one of the lap. This is going to end the sector 1. And we are in turn 4 now. A wide left-hander. And we continue to the left here, and this is turn 5. Turn 6 here to the right. and then another turn to the right as we continue on. That's turn 7. Very slow right-hander here, and this is turn 8. We'll bring the car down to about second, maybe third gear if we're lucky. A very quick stab at the throttle, and we are downshifting again into second gear as we try to put weight on the front tires, again for additional grip for the turn-in.
It's getting lighter now, but it's going to take a while for the track to dry out.
Very slowly around turn 10. It's nearly a hairpin. We go up a little bit, but right away as we are shifting up, we are going downhill, and it's off camber as we come around turn 11. We go uphill into turn 12, very hard on the brakes. We are going to just touch the curb on the inside and find ourselves very wide on the apron to the right. Very important exit out of turn 12 as we are going to be full throttle all the way through here, through 14 and 15, through the main straight and to another DRS zone all the way into turn 1. And now we come to our place on the grid and we wait for the other cars to form. You can see here it is raining pretty good. There is pretty good tire spray from the other cars, and we have our full wets.
Parking there, mate. Let's make sure we get the edge on the surrounding drivers as the lights go out. Okay, so that's the rest of the grid forming up now. Be patient and watch for those lights.
Here we go.
5 lights out, and we are go. Very good reaction there from the number 66. Again, very low visibility here. This is full rain. Probably the hardest rain that we've had throughout the season so far.
Get free of the field.
Coming through turn 3, no DRS yet, as this is our first lap, and while it is raining and we are on wet tires, the DRS will not be activated on any of the cars. Looking back, that is the number 66 Driving Immersion. Again, a very wet race for now. So up ahead, that's Lando Norris in the McLaren, and then Fernando Alonso in front of him. So a very good start for Fernando. He is in 5th place. Now we are still in 7th place as we started off on the grid. But again, it is very slippery here in the rain, and we are trying to see how the car is going to behave and get used to the amount of grip. At the same time, as we circle the track here, the other cars, including ours, are going to dry off some of this water on the track. You can see here that they are leaving
Obviously no DRS when it's raining,
tracks in the rain.
so we can't depend on that. Turn 1 is actually not a good place to pass. In the rain,
Very hard braking into turn 1.
It's more important to be in shape as you exit 1, 2, and 3.
There you are. Once again, a lot of tire spray from the wet tires. Still a lot of standing water on the track. A very fortunate dive there under the McLaren. We're going to be able to take him.
But we lost our grip and managed to save it.
Turn 10 here behind Fernando Alonso in the Aston Martin.
Lost our grip again. It's going to be a long race.
So there are many instances when we're going to lose our grip here in the rain, and it's best to just experience it and get used to it, and that way you can prepare for it and react to it very quickly once you acclimate. In the drafter, Fernando Alonso, we are on the outside. He brakes, but he seems to have locked off his brakes. We are on the outside, and he's going to keep his place as we have outbraked ourselves as well.
That is Alonso.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
Again, turn 1, not a good place to pass.
Turn 4 here, also a very important exit. And these are sweeping right-handers here in 5, 6, and 7.
This, but that was close.
But they're very wide, so they may provide an opportunity to pass if we are fast enough. Again, turn 10, also a decent place to pass if you can dive underneath the car before he turns in. None of that happening right now in the rain, as the grip and traction is still pretty unpredictable. There we are, trying to accelerate out of turn 12.
It'll be wet for a while, be careful.
Yeah, still a lot of water on the track.
As we try to get the top speed as soon as we can. Right now on lap 4 we achieved the fastest lap of the race so far. And I think that was a result of being able to get around Lando Norris and Fernando Alonso.
Nearly lost it again.
Still very slippery out of turn 3.
Okay, clear.
So right now we finished 4 laps in this very wet race, and we are kind of surprised to see that there's not a lot of collisions or attrition amongst the AI or the other drivers on the track. This is a very good rain after all, and this is the most rain that we've seen on the track throughout the season so far.
Okay,
it did rain
information on Bottas. They're retiring from the race. Virtual safety car, virtual safety car. Reduce
So
speed
that is
immediately and keep a positive delta.
Valtteri out of the race. We didn't see him on the track or where he would be. And in fact, at this point, we don't know if his car expired or if he had a crash or is off somewhere on the track. But right now we have a virtual safety car. The car is not going to come out, so we are just going to basically work off of a speed limit and a time distance between the cars.
Right, drop your speed. Our delta's too low and we're going to risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
So I believe we are given 14 seconds to drop our speed to get back into the positive delta. As you can see there in the green. And if we don't, we have a stop and go or a time penalty that's going to add to our time in the race. So still circling around the track here at Interlagos in the virtual safety car period. Again, still a lot of rain. Still losing a lot of traction when we accelerate out.
Is that going to allow Kamui to take off here?
And very far off in the distance there, you can see our teammate in the white car. He is the 4th car ahead. And based on the previous sector in the green, when we were in green, that's how much distance he gets to keep in front of the 2nd place car.
You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 a lap.
So right now the safety car period is over, and we are back to green flag racing.
Just on the edge of traction there.
That there's going to be a lot of instances when we are beyond our limit of grip, and we just have to drive around that and maintain the car. And if for some reason it gets turned around, we got to just straighten it out and keep it pointed straight. So right in front of us, I believe that is George Russell in the Mercedes. and then another one of the McLarens, and that would be Lando Norris. There is Max Verstappen in the Red Bull, so a very good start for him, and he is in second place.
Kamui's just set the fastest lap of the race so far.
There is Kamui setting the fastest lap as he's got a clear track ahead of him. Dicing with George Russell here in the Mercedes, and you can see there that we got around him. That is turn 7, and this is turn 8. So a lot of tire spray still, and you can see there that there is a line that is starting to dry around the track, and again that is due to the cars going around, and that line will form much more vividly as we continue on here. We are very close to the McLaren just ahead, and we are now in 4th place. Again, Kamui still very far ahead, very close in tow here to the McLaren. We are side by side as we approach turn 1. We get our wheel just a little bit ahead. He locks up, and that is Oscar Piastri, not Lando Norris as we thought. So also a very good start for Oscar Piastri, but we got him into turn 1 on the outside. Now the number 66 here of Mars Medina is in 3rd place. Right now, Kamui in the lead, just barely visible as he disappears into the horizon. It looks like the skies are lightening up just a little bit, but it continues to rain. Not as heavily, but the track is still very wet here. A dry line is forming. You can see there by the tire spray that there is limited visibility here, and we are riding on the nose again of Oscar Piastri. There is the number 75 of Kamui going around turn 12. Back to the number 66. We are in tow once again behind the Red Bull, just as we were with the McLaren, and we are ahead here coming into turn 1. Not much of a fight from Max Verstappen. We do lock him out of 2 and 3.
3.4.
So lap 9 here at the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. We are now 3.4 seconds behind our teammate who has been in the lead from the very start. And I think by the T-cam here you can see that the rain may have slowed just a little bit. This is on board with Max Verstappen in the Red Bull. Coming around turn 9, and this is going to be turn 10. Again, very slow here. It does go up. It's banked very well in for camber until you crest over, and then it falls away. So there are a lot of dramatic elevation changes here at Interlagos. And that is part of the reason why this track is
Definitely losing traction in the rear as we turn on the ERS.
very well admired by the drivers.
So we gain about a
Okay,
second.
no issues with tyre.
It's also got that very long straight with a sweeping left-hander, and it opens into a DRS zone. Right in front of the fans into turn 1.
Definitely faster than Kamui. Although he did take off pretty fast.
So right now we are trying to second guess what kind of setup Kamui has. He was able to take off very fast in the very wet track conditions, and you can see here that it is drying and there is a dry line, but we were able to make it up to him fairly quickly here within just a couple of laps, getting around Max Verstappen, who was in second place, now in third. And we reduced our 3.4 down to 1.7.
It's probably about time we change tyres. It's a bit of a crossover period for sure, but the longer we stay, the worse it's going to get.
And part of guessing his setup is guessing when he is going to come in and change out of this full wet set of tires. And we can look here to see if he will come in. Yes, he is coming in. Now, we didn't call into our pits ahead of time, so we're not going to be able to make it into change out of our wets. We're going to go around one more time in the number 66. There's also Max Verstappen, and it looks like one of the McLarens, that would be Oscar Piastri, coming in to change out of this full set of wet tires. And let's see what he's got on. Should be intermediates, and those are going to be the green tires, as the track is still very wet, although not much more water to wipe away. And unfortunately, we were not able to look at any timing calculations to see what the timing was with the other cars, if they were slowing down on their set of wet tires. But right now everybody's on the intermediates, and I believe
Box's lap.
we are coming in
Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
just one lap late, and that is going to lose us some time. We are still struggling
Everybody
for
came in behind us.
traction here. Very fast in the pit lane, and then we are going to cross the speed limit line, bring it down, and that is 49 miles an hour.
Not a lot of wear on that set.
Okay,
There
mate,
are
that's
the
it.
intermediate green tires.
Perfect job on the turn in there.
Now, one thing to note before we came in, we did have to set our pit strategy on the HUD on the lower right of the overlay that the pit crew should put on a set of intermediates. If we didn't change that, they would put on another set of wet tires, which was our original strategy for the race. So you'll have to change it every time you come in, especially if for these unplanned situations, and certainly going on to intermediates was unplanned. Back behind Oscar Piastri in the McLaren, so the pit stop wasn't too bad. We did go an extra lap on a set of the wet tires, and a lot of times that may result in a big loss of time as the other cars come in, change, they come back out on a faster set. But again, we did lose 2 positions here, but we are still very close to the front, and it's still a very long race.
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilize some of this energy. Come on.
12 laps complete of 71, and we should be able to get right underneath Oscar Piastri once again before we come into turn 1. We'll look at making a pass on the outside. He is very wide. We are over the white line on the right, but we are able to get around. This is Kamui Kobayashi out of turn 3. And you can see here that even though he's got his intermediates on, there's still very little tire spray from his tires. Back to the 66. We did get around Oscar Piastri in the McLaren. This is now, and again, Max Verstappen in P2. Take a very big dive into turn 8, and he cannot react fast enough as it is a very slow corner. This is turn 10. seemingly a
Okay,
very
you're doing well
similar
out there.
corner.
Keep it up. We're looking at about 10 more minutes of rain. 10 minutes.
I think Kamui's a little bit slower in the rain, so this may be our chance to catch up.
There we are, a fast lap for the number 66. Once again, Kamui was very fast in qualifying, and he may have used a dry setup as a result. So we are looking to see if he is going to have any difficulty in the wets, and he did not. And right now, as the track dries up, we're going to see if he can actually extend his advantage. And usually if we are working with another car that is set up for the rain, he will be slower when it dries up. Now we did change our setup during the qualifying here for the full race, and that's why we were so much slower. So right now if Kamui
He is inside.
also changes setup for the rain,
Definitely a lot less spray.
we should be on even ground with him, and right now he is
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
more than 3 seconds ahead. Another fast lap here for the number 66. There is Kamui just again disappearing in the horizon as we come around turn 3. Now it is still raining and we still have our intermediates on, so again when we exit out of turn 3 we have to be careful and wait just a little bit before we activate our ERS.
Come on now.
A quick look at the timing on the upper left indicates that we are catching him. That was just about a second or more just on one lap.
The car behind started to drop back. There's a gap beginning to form. Let's make the most of it.
So he may have had a
2.1 to Kamui.
he may have a higher downforce car based on the rain. And we will be able to see more clearly once we catch up to him and see how he gets on around the track. Again, it continues to rain here, but not as much, and there's very little standing water on the track. You can see very little tire spray from the cars. Again, there is a vivid dry line around the track. Looking back from Kamui, that is the 66 of Mars Medina. That is out of turn 8. No, that is out of turn 10. And that is 11. This is now 12.
Yep, tires are good.
Well, it looks like there's plenty of rain in turn 1, but when we were going through turn 11 and 12, didn't look like a lot of rain, and obviously that's very possible. So right now we have caught up to our teammate Kamui Kobayashi.
Okay, some information on Gasly. Right, they've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
So another safety car period. Another retirement, so that's 2 cars out of the race. And we are looking for Pierre Gasly here. Can't quite make out where this is.
Delta. It looks like a virtual safety car's been deployed due to an incident with multiple vehicles being stopped on the track. We need you to drop your pace.
I'm good, I'm good.
Now that may have been an error. We didn't see any other cars that had stopped unless it happened directly behind us. And right now we have shifted our fuel consumption into lean. That is our combustion mixture. And you'll want to do that during the safety car periods because 1 or 2 laps or even 3 laps.
The safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until we get the green flags. VSC ending. Wait for the greens.
Could possibly save enough fuel for the race.
Looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
Are we back under green?
So we are back under green. Again, that is our teammate just ahead of us. We have caught up to him in this light rain now. So now it looks like the rain has moved through to turn 11 and 12. We accelerate out, and again, there's still very little traction as we stomp on the gas. We cross the DRS line. Obviously, no DRS yet as it continues to rain, and we are on a set of intermediate tires. Here is turn 1. Very cautiously here by both cars. So right now we have about 4 laps behind our teammate where we are very close. We're pretty confident that we have enough speed to be able to get around. And we dive underneath 6 and 7 here and get around our teammate. This is again turn number 8.
We are in the lead. Lap 19 of 71.
On a dry track soon. Back to dry shortly.
So yes, lap 19 of the 71 laps here, and we have made our way to the lead, starting off in 7th place. A very difficult track to race around right now as it continues to rain, and it is a wet race for sure. Now we were warned that the rain would be stopping, so we'll see how that goes. Very possible that we could go on to a set of dry tires. And right now that is certainly up in the air. We'll see how everybody goes. So being in the lead here in the number 66, we're usually one of the first cars that will make the decision to come onto a set of dry tires. And having a look around, there's still quite a lot of tire spray on the tires as they circle around, so it's still fairly wet here. And again, this is the infield, but once we get to 11 and 12, you can see the rain coming down now.
I've got to back him up.
Okay, looks like some of those puddles are clearing. We're still definitely on the right tyre for the time being, but we're probably not a million miles.
Yes, we're right now behind the wheel of the 66. We're happy with the set of intermediates. There were a couple of races, I believe Hungary was one, where we were racing around for at least 10 laps in the dry on a set of the intermediates. So So they can definitely hold their own once the track starts to dry up. But again, if everybody comes in and changes onto a set of dries, we've got to do so as well.
Okay, the field is not catching up.
Again, we've got to look at the timing of the cars behind us. If they are closing in on the gap, that means we are going too slow. And that will indicate right away that it's time to come in and change the tires. From the helicopter, that is the 66 of Mars Medina, and then the number 75 of Kamui Kobayashi, teammates on the Driving Immersion team. Very far into the season, nearing the end in here, and we are in first place for the constructors, and Mars Medina is in first place for the Drivers' Championship with only 4 races left.
189 in the rears, that is kind of warm.
Yes, one of the things that we'll be watching out for here is hot tires, and again, if the track is very dry and we are driving around with a set of intermediate or wet tires, they'll certainly heat up and expire sooner.
Condition still looking good.
Weather report.
Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes time. Rain in 10 minutes. Inters look like the best tyre for now.
There you have it. No change called yet for a change of tires.
So it looks like the track is dry. I think what we can do is just be nice to this set of inters. We maybe need them in a few minutes here. They are warm in the rear.
Very little tire spray now, if you can see them at all around the track. We are kind of gambling now with this set of tires to see what the other teams are going to do. As soon as somebody comes in and changes their tires out of the wets into a set of dries, we've got to consider that as well. Right now, since we are not losing time on the field, we continue on with our set of intermediates. Our teammate here having a good look at the 66. And Mars Medina here is not going to go very wide into the turn, so Kamui does not have a chance to think about it. You can see here that he's staying fairly well behind.
Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy.
So we had a similar situation in one of the races. Can't remember if it was Zandvoort. No, it was a European race, I believe, and it was raining, and then it stopped, and we were stuck on our inters for quite some time. Lap 24 on this set of
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
Okay, they're actually not doing too bad. So right now we've had several laps on a dry track with the intermediates on, and you saw that on the overlay on the lower right we had our pit strategy, and we are looking at the compound of tires that they were going to put on. You have to come into the hut there and change that before you come in, and make sure that they are going to apply the correct compound when you come in. If you don't do that, they are going to apply the same compound that you currently have, or the next available that you had in the strategy. So you always have to come in there and make sure that they are going to apply the correct tire. Now we are very close here to our teammate So obviously we're not that much faster, but we are still waiting for the rest of the field to see if they will catch up. But it's definitely time to change now. And he may be coming in, but right now we are still waiting to see what the others will do. He continues on as well on this set of intermediates. So I believe this will be lap number 6 on a dry track with a set of intermediates. We don't see the other cars coming in yet.
Race. We're actually going a little bit slower.
Very wide out of turn 4. Into turn 5 once again. No raindrops falling now on the windscreen.
Expecting rain in about 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, you said that like 10 minutes ago.
Yes, and that is one of the reasons why we haven't changed our tires yet. We're also waiting to see if the weather is going to change. There is rain expected before the end of the race. Exactly when, we don't know. Again, it is only lap 25 of the 71.
In the pits.
Okay, Kamui's coming in for his stop now.
Here is Kamui changing out of his intermediate tires. So this is his second pit stop. Here's Max Verstappen as well, and looks like Oscar Piastri following him behind. There we are, a number of cars coming in to change out into dry tires. And the next time the 66 comes around, we will follow suit as well.
Boxes lap.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
Again, there's still a lot of tire left on the set of intermediates, so it's very likely that we could stay out, but we would be losing lap time here as we circle the track, and these other cars are on a faster compound. So we will come in and change out of the intermediates and put on a set of the hard tires as everyone else is doing. In the number 66. There we are, and into pit lane. This is probably the easiest and best thing that you can do, as
just like everybody else.
You are matching the strategy of the other cars. We could go and take a gamble and put on, let's say, a set of the medium tires or even the soft tires,
Okay, go,
if you
go,
had
go.
them.
Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that.
But again, it's only lap 25 of 71, so still a very long race.
Another set of tires we're not familiar with.
So at this point, we still don't know when the rain is going to return. It is still very cloudy here at Interlagos. And we rejoin the race back in second place behind our teammate by 3.4 seconds. And so we didn't lose any time to Max Verstappen and Oscar Piastri in the McLaren right behind us. I think if we would have continued to circle with the intermediates, we may have started to lose time. Again, as they changed their tires into a dry set or a dry compound. A little bit of a power slide there from the 66 coming in through 12. There is Kamui. Now, all cars have shifted onto a set of dry tires, so we expect the DRS to become available sometime soon, and we will wait to hear from the marshals. looking at the timing here and the track position, we are very fast to Kamui.
Still no DRS.
And that is without
Good job. That was the
DRS.
fastest lap of the race so far.
There we are. That was a 1:13. Just a note, we were seeing times in the 1:08 for qualification. So a totally different story here with the rain and the rain tires that we've been driving with. But again, we are catching up to Kamui here, so we are very confident that we will be able to get back around him and that he's not going to be able to take off to the point where we can't catch him. And now the other variable that we have to consider is, when is this rain going to return? And are we going to have to change back out of these hard tires? A couple of other questions. Couldn't we have used a faster compound? Again, in the number 66, we were doing very well against the field. So right when we came
DRS is
in,
now available.
we decided that we are going to just copy what everybody else was doing as far as compound and strategy. And that would be the safe way around, again, because we don't know when that rain is coming back. Very close now to Kamui, coming into turn 4. He is going to close the door on us coming into 8, and we are unable to get back around. We did get him earlier on the very tight and twisty portion of the track here. And again, about 5 or 6 laps into the set of hard tires, you do get acclimated to the level of grip that you have. On the outside here of turn 1, not enough, and he's going to keep his position. We did have DRS available as we came around. Having a look at the overlay HUD just to make sure that we don't have any worn parts. We come in underneath on turn 7 and turn 8 once again. And that is the second time that we got Kamui through that portion of the track. Really not much defending from him that time around. Down the main straight, he will have his DRS. Again, not enough now. There is another DRS line between 2 and 3 that we just crossed, and that's going to allow him to open it here, entering into turn 4. We do see him on our proximity meter, so he is expected to be very close.
We're done with the race.
Very wide there into turn 8. No chances taken by Kamui. Turn 10.
Tires are hot. tires on, so they should be able to take the temperature.
There we are down the main straight. Kamui gets up ahead just before we reach turn 1, and right now we are following him in through turn 3. Now we will have our DRS available as we enter turn 4. There you see it. Our rear wing is open. He is going to come in the inside, and just not enough of blocking the door. Still wheel to wheel, and he's going to get his place back. So Kamui back in the lead. Little bit of wheel-to-wheel challenge here from Kamui. We are going to dive underneath him once again. So Mars Medina back in the lead in the number 66.
If he gets ahead, he will just take off.
Here we are wheel to wheel again with our teammate. Again, our concern here is that he does have a faster car, as he qualified faster. He was actually faster in all of the practice sessions, so it's very possible that, again, if he does get by, he will just take off. And we are taking every opportunity to avoid him from getting back around the number 66 here. A couple of raindrops there coming out of turn 3. And there we see it, a little bit more raindrops. So the rain is coming back, and let's just see if it's going to be coming back at the same strength level, or if it's just going to drizzle. We are looking at a very dry track all around here now in Interlagos.
There's the rain.
Now the question is, are we going to come in once again? Is the rain going to be hard enough that we have to come in and change into a set of wet tires? Still bumper to bumper with Kamui. He is on the outside once again. He gets his wheels in front. And not enough once again. Now he will have his DRS available again here out of turn 3. And let's see how he does. A very short straightaway here, but you do get a very good exit out of 3. Not enough this time around, coming into turn 4. And just a couple of things to note here as we have progressed in the season, and with each victor we have turned up the difficulty here, and we are at a point now where the rest of the field is kind of slower than us. At the same time, our teammate is so much faster than us, so I believe there's a balance that you have to meet with in the development, and we have been developing our teammate here to drive faster and win races, and he has become our greatest challenger as we have increased the difficulty in the season here. So the curb on the inside of turn 3 is actually fairly flat. It is kind of ribbed, so you do hear it, but again, you can actually drive and accelerate on it. But right now we don't have to do that, and right now we are looking behind the number 66 and 75. We don't see any of the field. There we are, 6.1 seconds behind is Max Verstappen, and from the wheel of the 66, we're going to need to slow down this race and back up our teammate. Right now, as we are racing with him, we are putting a lot of wear on our tires. We're using up a lot of fuel. And we don't want to do that because, again, his car is faster than us. Wheel to wheel coming into turn 1 again. And that is Kamui getting the lead this time around. There is the DRS line for the 66. A quick look at the side view mirrors. The rear wing is open. Not enough speed to get around that time. We dive underneath again, this time very, very close. And we seem to be just getting away with it every time we try to attempt it. There is the rain once again. And we are riding here with the number 66, looking back at our teammate Kamui Kobayashi in the number 75 Driving Immersion. Down the main straight. Still a very dry track.
Still sprinkling, but it doesn't show wet on the tarmac. Right now there is no loss of traction, so we are continuing to race on this set of dries.
And here is another thing to note. If you look at the steering wheel, we are on lap 38 of 71. That's roughly 50%. And if you remember correctly, we started out with 6 extra laps of fuel in the race, and we are down to 36 laps. So again, if we are going to continue on the way we are driving, it's very possible that we may be close to running out of fuel, but we'll wait to make changes as the race goes on here. We've got a good space in between the 66 and 75. And there from the rear view cam you can see it that it continues to rain, but just ever so slightly. No sign of moisture yet on the track, so we are going to continue to circle on this set of the hard tires. On board with the number 66, that is our teammate Kamui Kobayashi.
We got cause to move on to a different tire yet.
No, these are still good.
It's arriving now to a couple of back markers.
And right now we are putting time at Kamui. Now 3.1 seconds behind. Weather report.
Okay, the forecast suggests this rain's going to keep getting stronger.
So there you have it, confirmation that the rain is certainly coming. It's not going to be very light like it is now. And we are going to have to start to watch the other cars once again to see if they are gaining time or to see if they will be coming in to change out of their dry tires. Having a long look back, you can see the number 75 of Kamui Kobayashi now 3.1 seconds behind. As we were on turn 5 here in the number 66. Again, 41 of 71 laps. The rain is definitely coming back.
No, I'm still good on this set of hearts.
Down to Main Straight once again. That is how far back Kamui is now as the race progresses. So still a couple of guesses right now to see if he has actually a wet setup or a dry setup. He did do very well at the very beginning when it was very
We
wet.
are walking away.
But right now, as we are driving on this set of hard tires, we are certainly putting time on him. It's very possible that he could be saving fuel. More and more rain coming down now. Still no tire spray from the set of dry tires.
So it is getting slippery. I can feel that the front wheels want to let go. Seconds to Kamui.
Right now on board with Kamui, you can hear that he is short shifting out of turn 3.
No tire spray.
And he's actually
good rain.
doing it very aggressively. It could also be that he is running short on traction as he accelerates out. Now, short shifting is usually a sign that they are low on fuel or low on projected fuel. So right now on lap 44, we have burned through half of our extra 6 laps of extra fuel.
7 seconds now. I'll wait for him to come in and change out.
straight behind. 6.6 seconds.
And he is going to stay out.
Again, it continues to rain, but ever so slightly that it's not making the track wet at all.
Still putting time on Kamui. One more lap.
7 seconds now to P2. And that is 14 seconds to Max Verstappen, so going faster here in the number 66. Again, there's still no spray from all this rain falling. And right now, this set of dry tires is not showing any suffering from loss of grip or traction. And there on the overlay on the lower right of your screen, you can see there 11% is the highest wear rate on the right rear. Again, as this is a counterclockwise track, that tire is going to do most of the accelerating as we accelerate out of the turns. But the left-hand side is only 8%, so still very good wear rate here on the tires. .9 seconds now on Kamui Kobayashi, 15 on Max Verstappen.
So I am losing grip now, but I can put up with it.
Other teams are fitting intermediate tyres. It might be worth considering changing yours too.
On the next one. Looks like he's coming in.
There we are. One of the back markers, couldn't tell exactly who that was, but they did come in. So people are changing out of their tires, but right now the 4 cars behind us have not come in. Oh, there's Kamui.
Kamui is in the pits. Kamui in the pits now.
Boxes lap.
Okay, we can't take you right now. Pit next lap. Next lap.
Big slide there on the hard tires. Definitely a slippery track now as the rain again continues to fall. We are surrounded by back markers as we circle the track here at Interlagos. We are ready to come in for a set of either intermediates or wets, and I think we are due for the intermediates. And right now that's what the other cars have put on. You can see there one of the Haas already has a set of intermediates. He had come in on a previous lap, of course, as this rain continues to fall. And we waited till the very last moment. We do have a very good time advantage now over our teammate and Max Verstappen in third place. I don't think we lost too much time on that lap as we had that little bit of a slide. Into the pits here, that is the intermediates going on. And we are back and rolling. So we return to the field just behind our teammate here. You can see it's just a matter of a couple of seconds.
Kamui, we came out in second place. We lost a lot of time. That's alright.
And once again, we don't know if he is actually trying to conserve fuel or if he was just very slow with a dry track. Maybe too much wing on the car for the wets. And after all this time, we haven't figured it out yet. This is lap 49 of 71. Again, coming up to our teammate in turn 10.
I think we've got a faster car in the rain than Kamui. Definitely on his ERS.
There is the water spray now coming from the tires, again to indicate it is a wet track. And I believe they are going to cut off the DRS sometime if they haven't done it already. And as we come down here between 3 and 4, it should be open, but it's not. We didn't get the announcement that it had been deactivated, but obviously since we didn't have our wing open then, it's not available, and we are very close now to Kamui. Are we going to pull off the same trick again here in the slow, twisty part of the track? Perhaps 7 and 8 is the place to do it, but right now through turn 10, turn 10's actually very tight, and we do. So the number 66 just gets underneath. It is very slippery.
And the inside of a right-hander.
Very possible that Kamui just let us by because he knew we would have just slid into him and obviously caused damage. And let's see how he does now. He wasn't going that fast in front anyway, so it's very possible, again, that he would have just let us go. If there are team orders, we're not notified of it at any time in the race. And we haven't heard of anything at all throughout the season, so any occurrence of team orders is strictly unknown. And as we continue on here, you can see there is more and more spray from the tires. So definitely that rain is building.
about putting on a set of full wets after we just came in.
Yeah, so right now with the intermediate tires doing very well in this rain, it's very possible
It's time to utilize some of this energy. Come on.
that the rain could build up very quickly here and call for wet tires. And that will certainly make for a very tiring race, as we have been coming in and out of the pits, just seemingly to change out of tires. There we are, a lot of traction loss there coming out of turn 12.
Time on Kamui.
And right now Kamui is still within a second of us, so it's very possible that his setup was set up for the rain. And if you remember correctly, when the track went dry, we put just about 8 or 9 seconds on him, but right now he's able to stay with us as the rain builds here around Interlagos.
Getting lighter now, but it's going to take a while for the track to dry out.
Alright, as long as we don't have to change tires. .2 now on Kamui. Oops.
Last lap now was a 1:19, with our best being a 1:12. So again, a little bit slower now as again the rain builds, coming around one of the back markers. I believe that was one of the Haas, and he politely moved over and waited for us to come around.
Doesn't look like a lot of water, but it is.
Lap 55 of 71. There is a dry track going around the course here. And we were told by the pits that the rain would be lightning. Right now, still a lot of tire spray, even for a set of the intermediates here. .4 seconds now, back to Kamui Kobayashi in second place. Our teammate Max Verstappen 5.2, and he's got a race with Lando Norris in the McLaren. Another close race is Carlos Sainz and Lewis Hamilton further back in the field, just out of the points. Again, at this time of the race, 2 cars out.
Lap 55 of 71.
Lap 56 now. And there you can see the rain is getting heavier. We were told it was going to be getting lighter. We are doing fairly well on a set of intermediates though. And the dry line is kind of disappearing on some parts of the course.
Rain's pretty heavy.
Yes, I would consider that heavy.
Weather report.
10 minutes left of this rain, then we think it's going to dry up. 10 minutes. So the rain's easing off.
There is the info again that the rain is easing off. We are on board Kamui here. And he is definitely holding the throttle back just a little bit as he approaches the zone where the DRS will start. It is kind of a kink or a bend to the left there. But we were thinking that he had a very good setup here for the rain.
Still time on Kamui. Very clear track behind.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
We can actually drive safely for a while.
Okay, I think we're still the right tyres for the time being.
And we are holding the throttle back a little bit as we exit out of 12.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 4.7 seconds.
Five seconds now.
Another big slide in the 66 as we come out of 4 and 5. And it looks like it's raining fairly equally and heavily throughout the circuit here. And this is the number 66 all by its lonesome. The car that we saw coming out of turn 14 as we crossed into turn 1 is not our teammate who is in second place. He is a little bit further back than that. And here, as we have a look around the car, you can see a very wet track. A reasonable amount of tire spray coming from the set of mediums that we have on.
This set of inters is going to make it to the end of the race. There's very little wear and tear on them. Just 11 laps to go. I think this track is not going to dry completely. So we won't have to worry about overheating them.
Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy.
We are walking away from our teammate, who was very fast in practice and qualifying. I think he was like 0.68 or 0.68 seconds faster. Very possible that he does not have a range setup.
So this is it, back in the number 66 and back to the rain. If you are just joining the race, we did start off in very heavy rain conditions with a very wet track. The rain did come back about 5 or 6 laps ago, and you can see here now that
there is a dry line forming.
Yes, there is a dry line forming around the track. Again, if you've driven a full simulation race here in Formula 1, the only thing you can do to drive in the wet is to drive just a little bit slower and accelerate out in a higher gear, just so that you keep traction and avoid spinning the car by spinning the rear wheels. Again, just driving just another gear slower or another speed slower. But it can definitely be done with even a dry setup. Now you have to set up the car to be able to drive in the wets, because the other cars are set up to drive in the wets if the teams know it's going to be a wet race. So I wouldn't suggest coming here with a dry setup expecting that you're going to go very fast, and you will have to make changes in the way that you drive to the conditions around the track. And again, through the slower parts here, it is slow, so we do go slow, but on the straights where we don't depend on a lot of traction, we will go to full speed, obviously. And then when you approach the braking zone, you just start braking just a little bit earlier and a little bit lighter, just to keep the traction. And right now we are far ahead of our teammate as it continues to rain. It is very light rain, and again the track is starting to clear up, but we do expect that the race will finish this way. And right now we have a set of the intermediates on. There are about 6 or 7 laps on them right now, and we are comfortable that they will be able to finish the race. There we are, driving through the wet part of the track, perhaps to just keep them a little bit cooler so that they don't wear out as fast. And we have not been able to prove that here in Formula 1 or F1, but that's what the pros would do, and that's what we did. Up ahead, another one of the Haas that we are lapping. They are currently end-to-end on the timing, but very far apart on the track at 16 and 17. lap 63 of 71. Our teammate is now 8.9 seconds behind. And from the T-cam here of the number 66, you can see here that the track is drying ever so slightly. It does continue to drizzle and rain, but it doesn't look like we have the full wet conditions that we had earlier at the start of the race. I'm sure good news for the pit crew, if they're hoping that we won't come in again for another tire change.
Gap to your teammate behind, 9.4 seconds.
Still putting time on Kamui.
More back markers up ahead.
Tyre condition still looking good.
And I believe that is one of the former Cash App Red Bulls. And I say former because they don't exist now.
The dry line is starting to go away again. Tires are good.
So as we come into turn 4 in the number 66, it's been a very difficult race here with changing weather conditions, but at least the car is still in one piece. And if we can finish this way, in this place, it will be a very rewarding here at Interlagos. Again, one of our top 5 tracks. Always a very good challenge, especially in the infield and setting up the car for that. Also having enough speed at the long straight as we accelerate out of 12. And we are pedal down all the way up to turn 1. And for this race, we are dealing with the weather that is obviously changing the complexity of all of that. And it looks like here that
raining. We're not going on to another set of tires.
it looks like we made the right decision on the setup for this race. So again, if we can come home with a win here at Interlagos, we will be again increasing the difficulty. Right now, the fastest car in the field is our teammate. You can see that Max Verstappen is 11 seconds behind. That's pretty far back. We do expect him to be up here in the front. In past races, we've had the McLarens and even the Ferraris and Mercedes challenging us up in the front.
Laps of extra fuel.
But not for the complete race, so we hope that we can see that by increasing, again, the difficulty. When you are in this game under my team and you're doing all the R&D for the car, you are pretty far back in comparison to a lot of the other cars, so
we are burning through a lot of fuel.
It is very difficult and sometimes useless to start off in a higher difficulty range. Again, if you look at our thumbnail, and in fact on the car itself, there are some stickers that indicate we have been racing an F1 game since 25 years ago, 1999. And we have moved on from the PlayStation 1 all the way through 1, 2, 3, and 4. And And then when we started broadcasting our races, we moved on to the PC as we are in now. And I believe the only game that we have not purchased that is an F1 game that is or was part of EA Sports in the beginning and part of Codemasters, I believe that was 2016. And we did have 2014, we did have 2015, and we didn't really spend a lot of time in 15 because 2013, F1 2013 was actually a very good game once it was modified. So it was overshadowing 14 and 15, and 16 definitely was not worth it. And I believe when they started bringing back the old cars into the game, we started getting back into 17, 18, and then 19.
We are fuel saving.
Lap 68 of 71, we are down
Coming into lap 69.
a surplus of 0.77 laps. And it can actually go down very fast, but right now we are short shifting in the number 66. We do have a reasonable lead that we can afford to do so, just in case, and we want to have a reserve as we close in on the finish line instead of closing in on the finish line as slow as we can because we're just about to run out
So
of
rain
fuel.
has stopped. Track is dry. Tires are warm. Close to hot. Especially the rears.
Now in Formula 1, you don't want to run out of fuel because the car just stops on the side of the road.
This lap, 3 seconds, 4 seconds slow.
There is no limp mode and no other way to get back into the pits to refuel. That will be the end of your day. Again, so you don't want to run out of fuel. And there is no refueling even if you come into the pits. If you are running low, they cannot put fuel in the car. You will spend the rest of the race either trying to save fuel or just going slower and slower so that you don't burn any fuel. So you always have to have a reserve, extra fuel in the car. There were a couple of races earlier on in the season that we had a lot of surplus, but the extra development on the car has made the car faster and now is just burning more fuel. I think in the last 4 or 5 races we have been putting in at least 4 or 5 extra laps, and we are burning through those all the time, including here at Interlagos where it did rain and we were actually able to drive in lean mode for a couple of laps under the virtual safety car for a couple of times. But still, we have nearly burned through 6 extra laps of fuel here on a 71 lap race.
Tires are giving away a little bit in the front.
So again, another thing to consider if you are going to do a full season or a full length race.
Until the checkered flag.
We did use our data in the practice programs. Actually, the first one there that sets up your lap times, that does calculate the amount of fuel and tire wear that you are putting into the tire or taking out of the vehicle. And we had used that calculation, but the calculation that it uses on how much fuel you use per lap, if you multiply that, it's just not enough. You will always run out, unfortunately. And I wish that math would equate, but it does not. Especially as the season goes on now. Again, as the car gets faster, we have been burning more fuel by a lot.
Full race update.
You're leading the pack. That's P1. That's Kamui behind you now. They're on
So-
all intermediates. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's...
1 lap to go, and we are racing around Interlagos on a set of intermediates. But they are going to make it just 1 more lap here. Our teammates 6.5 seconds behind. We have lost about 3 seconds in the last couple of laps as we are trying to conserve fuel, just in case we are going to be short near the end. And again, our timeline was that if we can get to lap 69, we can get through and finish the last couple of laps on one single extra lap of fuel, and that is exactly what we did. Again, we had a comfortable lead in front of Kamui, and we were able to do that. If we were racing him, we definitely would not have made it. He would have been able to get around as we are saving fuel. And this is going to be the last time around, coming in through 11 and 12 here. This is Kamui Kobayashi. There is the checkered flag from the flagman, and we cross the start-finish line in first place.
Yes, that is a win.
Fantastic drive, that's just fantastic.
A very good win here for the number
You deserve that
66
race win.
and
Well
Mars
done,
Medina.
mate.
A very difficult race in the rain. Multiple pit stops. Lewis Hamilton gets
Lewis Hamilton, driver
of the day. Don't know what he did.
Not just victory today then, but the championship as well. What a spectacular season they've had. Congratulations to the whole team.
And that's 2 wins in a row now, of course, Crofty. And it marks the fact that it's not a fluke. So, you know, their head's in the right space. What more can we see going forward?
Welcome then to the podium, our top 3 drivers. What a great effort from them today in a very difficult race.
There is Lando Norris in 3rd place. Our teammate Kamui Kobayashi in 2nd place. Mars Medina on the top step of the podium. Another win for the Driving Immersion team. A very good weekend here at Interlagos in Brazil. We thank you for watching this event at Driving Immersion, and remember, for more exciting racing ahead, give us a like and click on subscribe or follow so that you don't miss out on the next race event. We'll see you next time.